there. Myself, Krish Rajukar, very warm welcome to all. And today is going interesting because of that. Today we start cybersecurity, and cybersecurity is a basically important part of our, especially network, like in nowadays. Okay, not only yourself, if you want to just protect yourself from the cyber attacks and little bit unethical way of attack, and protect from yourself, defend from yourself from bad attacks, then I think the cybersecurity is important. Uh, Lots of people are interested in cybersecurity because of they know about cybersecurity is just as a core of computer science, which actually based on computer vulnerabilities, which is based on computer vulnerability and flaws. Okay, so that's okay. I understand what you want to say, but cybersecurity is just part where we are study for defending ourselves. That's my opinion about cybersecurity. Okay, that's today we discuss a little bit about cybersecurity that I will introduce. And again, I started new playlist based on cybersecurity. I will teach cybersecurity uh, scratch to advance all that. And again, uh, the cybersecurity, the playlist actually my playlist have a three layer. This first layer is all of foundation layer where we discuss all the foundation topics, foundation concept of the cybersecurity like threats, vulnerabilities, lots of the CIA trade-off and lots of the cybersecurity things that you should that's keep in your mind. I make a basic mindset about the cybersecurity, and I will teach all the fundamental concept. Then after second layer is all about safety. And I will teach you how can you keep yourself safe. Okay, how can you use this anti software to protect yourself from their cyber attacks and all the particular stuff. And at the end, we just move toward the ethical hacking. Okay, we move toward the ethical hacking. We just try to understand how can we create a healthy attack. Okay, so that is the basic cybersecurity, and I understand the cybersecurity very well, and that's my opinion about cybersecurity. Okay, actually, just let me discuss a little bit about cybersecurity. What actually cybersecurity is? Cybersecurity is like something protect, update, and validate. So in that particular part, cybersecurity is at the core of is part of computer science, which is basically based on protection and defending. Okay, so it is like how can you keep yourself protect, how you can you keep yourself update, how can you keep yourself update validate. For example, if someone will enter in your system, then you should to make sure that particular system particular person is validated or not. Okay, so and when we talking about update is something like keep yourself updated according to upcoming vulnerabilities, upcoming threats. Okay, and protection is all about something how can you keep yourself protect. Cybersecurity is all about something keep yourself protect, keep yourself update, and keep yourself validate. So that's the basic thing of the cybersecurity. And the possibilities of hacking, that let's suppose the hacker want to hack. So let's suppose this particular you and your physical device, your user and app service and databases. So hacker can attack directly on your particular devices that you are using, your physical devices, and other gateway like TCP IP protocol, like API something. They also attacked in a pathway where the actually data packet travel. uh, and they also directly attack with app server or something like databases, internet databases, cloud database. So I think there are 4 or 5 possibilities, lots more possibilities right now, and we can't just count because there is on the emerging of the artificial intelligence and lots of technology. Just uh, there are new techniques and the new methods are weak enough. Okay, the people get understand about like more about the cybersecurity and they try to use the different techniques. Hackers try to use different techniques. Okay, so that's all about the cybersecurity. And okay, I start cybersecurity, and today's we actually focus on little bit threat and vulnerability. What is a threat and what is vulnerability, and that's important for discussion. So our basically we discuss the first part of the threat and vulnerability for today, and then after we move forward to more depth of that in the next days. I planned something uh, surprising for you on the cybersecurity, and just uh, okay, just okay. Uh, let's get started. Let's come to the first agenda, and in this agenda we actually talk about like threat. So what is threat, and then after we move toward the depth of the threat, like what is a threat and how it's work, and we discuss common types of threats. Okay, because common types of threat is important. You should to know about few threat techniques for not at like for unethical way of attack. That's I'm not giving to idea about unethical way for attacking any system. This for understanding much better, I just take the few common types of the attacks like malware, phishing, DOS, and little bit ransomware. So I will discuss a little bit all about it, but let's start with the threat. So actually, when we're talking about threat, just I give a three magic word to understand you, and I connect this word to explain you like how actually what is threat. So threat is all about intent, vulnerability, and consequence. So intent means your intention. What's your intention? Is someone want to steal the information from the particular software? Someone want to steal the data from their company sensitive data. That is intention. Intention mindset. It's all about mindset. So it's all about mindset. So the hacker want to steal something from their particular devices or something app or something anyway. So it's want to try to steal information, someone to control over that particular devices or particular software. They That's intention, that is the mindset of the particular people. Someone is also interested to find a vulnerability only for weakness of the system, and for good mindset, bad mindset. But especially when threat happen only for bad mindset, when actually hacker want to attack that particular physical devices or app or server, uh, okay, on a bad mindset to steal the information, sensitive information, that's called the intention. So threat start from intention. Vulnerability is the weakness of the system, how your system is weak. Let's suppose sometime you have improper way of validation. You validate only username and password, you never suggest something different. You not added extra layer for validation, multi-factor or MFA, like multi-factor authentication. That thing I think this causes like vulnerability. That is the vulnerability. So weakness of your system. So it's all about weakness of system. Consequence means real world damage. What kind of damage that you are thinking? Is it like financial loss? Is it like your data loss, your sensitive, your private data loss? So that's a consequence. So when actually uh, bad intent people, bad intent person want to attack on weak part of the particular software, and uh, they create a consequence like real world damage, like financial loss or private data, they steal the private data. So that's the called threat. Threat is all about attacking someone on a weak point, okay, to get sensitive information, to stall their private data, and just create a financial loss. That the basic thing you can say threat is. So basically, threat is have common types like first was malware, phishing, and DOS, and ransomware. DOS means denial of service. Sorry, denial of service. Let's start with malware. So malware is like specific software which is specially uh, particular software. I think you hear about Trojan of horse. It's something you create a software create a software where you added some code, something like which harm the particular device. Our particular software is specially designed for harmful, create a harm effect on the devices. That's called the malware. This is only possible because when you go to the Play Store and just download any particular thing, unofficial things, then it's create a, some harmful effect on your particular devices. So that's the malware injection. Okay, that's called harmful software. Okay, and second part is phishing. Phishing is very common technique, and um, I think majority of the people are like get trapped over that phishing. I think sometimes you open a particular website, it's right. Sometimes you open a link, but It's look like similar like Amazon, but it's not Amazon. Okay, it just look like official. Let's suppose if you got an email, and email suggests you fill your username and password. Okay, when you just click the link and it's look like your university link, and you click it, you entered a username and password. What's your own username and password? So that's the basic problem. Phishing is a clone of the official something official site, which is look like similar as official site, but it is a different. When you just enter the particular thing, they directly connect with a data hacker, and hacker can steal anything. Hacker can get your information, your pwd and password, and little bit about your sensitive gmail. So that's the basic phishing. Phishing is a clone of the some official website, and it's look like similar as official website, but it is like made by the hacker, which is basically for getting your own specific sensitive information. So that's the basic phishing. And phishing is a common technique that lots of people, and we need to keep safe for the phishing if you have all. Secondly, denial of service. When we're talking about denial of service, is like something when you just you have a particular software, and you want to create some effect. Okay, just let's suppose you if you have a software and you want to just make a particular software in such way like create a potential female like it is similar like you can say like malware, but a different party like DOS is like something it is only for design for like a specific task. Okay, like harmful effect. Denial of services look like something harmful effect. It is software which is basically designed for harmful effect. It is similar like you can say malware. Next part is ransomware. Ransomware is all about something a hacker can use some kind of software and inject in your particular devices. Okay, and the demand for money for unlock your like okay, let's suppose this is your private apps, files, and little bit about sensitive information. These are few datas that you are basically apps, important app of official apps, file and sensitive information. Hacker basically come and just inject ransomware software, which basically lock the all the particular stuff, app, file, and sensitive information for permanent lock. Is basically it is only possible when hacker want to just unlock that particular app. Hacker demanded for money in that ransomware. Hacker demand for money to unlock their all the particular stuff uh, with their password or something. So it is like ransomware is explicitly designed for ransomware is a software basically inject on the particular user devices like victim devices, and and they want demanded for money. Hacker especially demanded for money to unlock that all the particular. They use such a password or something to lock that particular all of them. I understand little bit. This is a common types. Okay, and threat again. If I say threat is all about intent, vulnerability, mindset, weakness, and real world consequence, real world damage. So there is a lots of real world damage that very I think enterprise companies face a lots of damage if the particular happen inside the enterprise company. I think the potential damage look like something financial loss and user trust and lots of more brand damage and anything, lots of things. So that's all about threat. Let's come to the next part. Hey, let's come to agenda number two. And in this agenda, we especially talk about vulnerability. And vulnerability is important because of that. Like a couple minutes ago, we discussed a little bit about vulnerability causes threat. And so that's why vulnerability is important. So let's come to understand with vulnerability. I think vulnerability is like weakness of the system, how your system is weak to attack. Okay, just let me try to understand the first. Again, we try to connect with their three magic word. Vulnerability is all about weakness of system and access. Give access. That weakness of system give access to the unethical user. Okay, and exploitation happen. Again, consequence happens. So something like vulnerability is all about weakness of the system. Your system is designed have some weakest part. So I think couple minute ago we take such a uh, little bit about like authentication. Broken authentication is like something uh, half authenticate, like not properly authenticate the user. So it causes this is the weakness and flaws of the particular system, and that causes create of the access to the unethical user, and who actually create exploit the lots of information and software. Okay, that's the basic thing. So vulnerability is all about weakness of the system, how your system is weak. Okay, you designed a system and there were lots of weakness. If the hacker can easily find your weakness, then I think exploitation happen very fast. Okay, so it's very important to just max your system by looking toward the not create a such looking toward the be careful about your weakness and vulnerabilities. Okay, and before launching to the public. Okay, so you should to best check the first vulnerability about before in public. So that's all about it, I understand. And if we talk about just I connect with vulnerabilities, like you can understand something like uh, someone knows weakness of your, like you especially no, you are just allergic with their flower. Okay, I think this weakness is opportunity for someone of your enemy, of the cruel person who actually want to just create and something damage in your life, create a damage in your life, create a impact on your life, consequence in your life. I think this so similar like in computer system or something coding, like vulnerability is opportunity for the coder, like hacker. They find their weakest part of their code, and they attack on that part to get access and exploit the software. So that's the basic idea behind the vulnerability. Again, the few common types of the vulnerabilities that this is the oftenly used a lot more. So I think common types of vulnerabilities like SQL injection. Let me try to understand you what is a SQL injection. Uh, let's suppose you goes to the app, like e-commerce app. Okay, and you just go to the app and just you search it something. This is search box, and you search directly. Just wait for a sec. Yeah, this is you. This is user. This is the high level explanation, high level design explanation, HLD style. Okay, user go to the search box and search anything else. App without validating that particular input, they directly transfer to the databases. I think this SQL injection, sometime the hacker directly write something like script, like SQL script, like SQL something. You can I don't know what the SQL queries are. They write sometimes SQL queries to this to directly delete the information from the databases. So SQL injection is all about like untrusted input. Without validating input, you directly send to the databases. App without validating or authenticating that particular input directly redirected to their databases. That's the problem. That's the first vulnerability, SQL injection. Okay, user come to the search box and directly search anything that they can any send anything in the database directly without authenticate. The app cannot not authenticate. So that's the SQL. So they sometimes hacker directly send the queries which directly goes to their database base, and sometimes it causes uh, like deletion, some causes updation, lots of more thing happen. That is SQL injection. Okay, and Second part is cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting is similar, sounds similar like this. It's like it's similar, like you can say SQL injection is all about they have a both DNA. They work on untrusted inputs, or the same, but the potential damage is like different in both way. In SQL injection, the potential damage like database information, uh, like if deletion, updating, and anything, potential damage. Okay, database, it's only limited to the database. But when you're talking about cross-site scripting, it is all about like entire logical change. Sometimes user directly come to their particular search book and type anything else, and just sometimes they write a function or query and directly send to their app, an app run that particular query. I think that's the basic untrusted input which is not validating. Okay, so I think that both have the same DNA, untrusted input, and the potential damage is different. SQL injection is limited to only for databases, but cross-site scripting is all about UI, backend, anything else. So if someone, if the particular software have cross-site scripting, then I think like potential damage look like something UI changes, backend logic changes, payment gateway changes, something lots more. And SQL injection is all about like information, like duplication and little information deletion. It's limited to their something you can say database only. Okay, second last part is like broken authentication, and I think that's the important one and that is a common one, and everyone should to look toward this broken authentication. Because let's suppose we always try to log in first, this is user, and try to log in or sign up, anything anyone want to do, and they directly redirected to the page. I think that's the right way, but you are just what kind of credential you are taking for login. It's like sometime you take few credential which is not enough for verifying that particular person. I think that's the core idea behind the broken authentication. In broken authentication is all about something you can say like improper validation, impressionate validation of person. Like it's not about, it's limited only for like someone is not validated properly, so it causes create. So I just couple minute ago just I suggested you MFA, like multi-factor authentication. It is based on this is a solution for broken authentication. So you not verify that particular version properly and you directly redirect it to web page. So that creates a, I think that create an impact, that create a consequence. That's okay. I understand a little bit about it, like broken authentication. And broken authentication is something improper validation. Cross-site scripting is like untrusted inputs. So someone send untrusted inputs lots more, and it causes that potential damage and like UI and backend logic damage. And SQL injection is limited for similar. Both are based on untrusted input, but uh, limited to database, and it is all about like entire software. So that's all about, I think, like vulnerability. And vulnerability is all about weakness of the system. You can understand, and the best way to memorize for long term is like weakness of system. So hacker always try to find the weakness of the system and attack on that part, and just get access. And if they're bad intended person, that it can exploit your software. Okay, that's enough for today. Again, I will continue cybersecurity as a very long term. This I'm just looking for the cybersecurity, and I think like lots of people are passionate about cybersecurity, so that's why I'm looking for that particular thing. And I'm really interested to explain you, and just uh, again, if this one going to productive for you, if you learn something from there, then it's my pleasure. See you soon.